Wow, that's all I can say. Well, a wee bit of a delay there, I do apologise. I'm just going to say, wow, 3 hours for the jury to return a verdict in the Murdaugh Trial, where he was found guilty of the deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. So, I'm going to ask, will there be an appeal? I think automatically they go forward for an appeal, but I'm just going to consult the cards, see what the energies say. So, hello and welcome to Tarot by Izzy. Thank you to my returning viewers and subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy this reading, and it's for entertainment purposes only. Okay, it's speculations, allegations, that's what I say. With regard to Alec Murdaugh, I really don't think he helped himself when he took to the stand and admitted that he had lied about being at the scene near the time of Maggie and Paul's deaths. And I do think, and I've said this several times in several readings, that Murdaugh was projecting when he uttered those words on the stand. Oh, what a tangled web we weave, when first we practice to deceive. That's part of a poem by Sir Walter Scott. And in fact, the sentencing judge, Clifton Newman, asked Murdaugh what he meant by that before he sentenced Murdaugh to 2 whole life terms for the double deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. And from what I can gather, there's still some 90 outstanding counts that he faces. I think it's more or less in relation to the financial side, and also I'm not certain, but I think they've opened a case in relation to Stephen Smith and possibly Mallory Beach, and I've done readings on both of those individuals as well, and whether they'll look at the housekeeper, Gloria Scatterfield. So there seems to have been a lot of connection there. So I'm going to do a quick 5-card reading. My apologies for the shuffling of the paper. As I say, I have the attention span of a goldfish. So in earlier readings, or previous readings, I did have a good outcome on the pendulum, saying that yes, Murdaugh would be found guilty. But subsequently, the pendulum seemed to be a bit hesitant to give a final declaration. So whether that was the discussions that were ongoing, there's been allegations of jurors being communicating between each other, speculation, allegations. So that was interesting. So I did have one definitive answer 2 or 3 videos ago in relation to whether Alec Murdaugh would be found culpable. And then it was a bit woozy when it was coming around Murdaugh's being found culpable of these charges. I also pointed in one of my readings in relation to the Emperor card being in reverse, and said that, if I can remember, it was along the lines that the Murdaugh and the Murdaugh dynasty were seen like the Emperor. You know, they were very much in the community, embedded in the community, probably knew everybody and they knew them. However, it came out in the reverse, and I speculated at the time that it was the negative side of Alec Murdaugh that the defence would be wary that he would display. And I think he displayed those traits when he gave evidence himself when he took to the stand. And that's what the jury, in my opinion, would have seen. His non-verbal communication, did his body language marry up with what was actually happening, like the one tear, the constantly blowing his nose, and just the way he was answering some of the questions. Like, I would not intentionally. If somebody said to me, did you do this to your son or daughter? I would be, no. You know, I just, anyway, I'm not a body language expert. There are body language channels out there. You can go and they've probably covered the Murdaugh Trial, and they are the experts. I'm only talking from a wee perspective from central Scotland. So we're just going to do a 5-card read. I have cleansed these cards and prayed as well. It's just a quick 5 card read. We might do a soul journey lesson card for Alec at that, and then we'll do a wee message from heaven. So again, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's speculation, it's allegations, allegedly, I should say, allegedly. I'll get my words right one of these days, and we'll do a wee message from heaven as well. So, and this is around the appeal. You know, I think, and again, I am not legally qualified, as I stated in my earlier video where I was talking about Scots law and the not proven verdict. I have absolutely zero legal qualifications. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 cards. And this is in relation to the appeal, any potential appeal. So on the bottom, we have the wheel. And the wheel is where you come full cycle, when you turn full cycle here, right? So this is what's influencing the underlying energies. I'm going to pull this, the Empress. This is the birthing, the mother, the creator, was more or less put into reverse. And again, you can continue on, we have the devil energy as well. This is to do with addictions. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be anything. So trying to let go of these addictions. So, see, and then we had the female Empress put in the reverse. So, and now we have, it's now justice has been served. It's now the wheel has turned following the outcome and the sentencing of Murdaugh. And this is, it's fate, destiny, a karmic lesson, chaos of the creation, a turning point, serendipity. So the wheel has turned following the reversal of the Empress, and it was in connection to do with addictions, those devil energies. Okay, if we go to card number 1, and I'm just asking, is it likely the Murdaugh defence will lodge an appeal? I'm assuming it will, but will it depend on a number of factors? And we've got the 3 of Swords in the reverse. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak. I think the defence were heartbroken that they didn't win. They didn't create enough evidence to create that reasonable doubt. So there was heartbreak, and there's going to be reflection on what they did and how they performed. And it's another card of not necessarily accepting your loss, that this has happened, but you're in denial. And that could be not seeing the part that the defence actually played in the decision that the jurors came to. Because a couple of things, one of the defence said, I don't have the quote, so I'm not going to make it up. I thought, well, I wouldn't want you to be my defence attorney if you said something like that, but I can't remember specifically. Go back, there's loads of television coverage of it. So there was initial heartbreak, in denial, and saying, look, this wasn't fair, this outcome. So we go to card number 2. Again, this is allegedly, entertainment purposes only. Will Murdaugh have the financial wherewithal to fund an appeal? Because I would imagine that his assets will be getting investigated just now, and if there are any assets, I would imagine anything that can be recuperated will in turn be paid out to any victims or maybe victim survivors, if it works that way. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, we have the financial wherewithal, and no, we have the 9 of Swords in the reverse. So the 9 of Swords in the upright is very much you're under pressure. It's depression. It is, what else could we say about the swords? A feeling of defeat, a feeling of, what else could we say? It's depression, anxiety, and fear. So it's now here in the reverse. This is how it did actually come out. And in the reverse, it is negative. It's still, the negativity is affecting self-esteem. I don't think he will be in the right frame of mind, if they did lodge an appeal, to actually be able to talk up on behalf of himself. Because he still has this, and I think this was raised during the trial as well, that he had an addiction to opioids, I think, and that this can create, I think any kind of addiction, depending on how far you go, can cause addictions or paranoia, and affecting self-esteem. So within the time between now and the potential appeal, Alex Bird was able to use this time to sort of rehabilitate himself, to start that journey of healing himself. We shall see. But it's not giving me any money here. All I'm seeing is swords. So it's unlikely we'll have the finances to fund an appeal himself. So whether they'll do pro bono. Can we have an indication on the grounds that the defence will lodge? What will they do? What are they going to do? And we'll have the Six of Wands. In the upright, it's a victory. You're taking the dance. You're in the spotlight. And I very much feel that the defence are going to say this wasn't fair. You took away his spotlight, you cast shadow on him, you made allegations about his character, you introduced a whole lot of evidence that shouldn't have been introduced, and therefore he was then put on a back foot. He was then seen as no longer someone who was in a powerful winning position. And as a result of the prosecution's actions, we saw Alec, they'll claim it's because of their actions that Alec Murdaugh then became a fall from grace, shall we say. And that is his unfair, underhanded tactics, defence will claim, allegedly, if it goes this far. And it was the prosecution who introduced evidence that put Alex Gas at a peep, or took him out of the victory in the upright and cast him into the reverse, as being shown as a failure, someone who couldn't be trusted. So let's move on to card number 4, and we're asking there, will any of Murdaugh's family be able to help him? Will they be there to support and help him? And we'll have the Page of Swords. And I think what will happen there is the family may give interviews, they might be thirsty for more information, they might be communicating to say they've got a newspaper there or a book, even writing a book. We've got the bulbs there, it could be the flash bulbs. So I think in time, the family will be talking about their experiences in relation to any potential appeal for Alex Murdaugh. And what would be the likely outcome of an appeal? What would be the likely outcome at today's energies? And we have the Judgment in the reverse. In the upright, okay, I don't know if you can see that, okay, I shouldn't wave it around. It's a major arcana. And in the upright, it's a self-realisation, it's a spiritual awakening, it's total transparency. So I suspect that The appeal will still find Alec hides behind many masks. He can't let go of this shadow self. He's in denial, and that's all people will see. That would be the outcome. This isn't the current energy just now. So we're just going to do a wee lesson plan. This is the Soul's Lesson Journeys, and it's by James Van Praagh. So I hope you're enjoying our reading today so far. I hope if you do, you will join the family I'm hoping to build. And like, subscribe and share. So let's have a wee lesson plan for Alex between now and any potential appeal. What lesson plan can Alex learn? Can we have one card, please? One card sticking out. Loneliness. He's going to be feeling very lonely, isolated. Well, he's received 2 life sentences. So let's see. I know that I am never alone. And he did say during his, if he was given the opportunity to speak, that when the judge said, I would imagine that you can see Maggie and Paul every night before you go to sleep. And he said he does. What shall I say? It says, this card has come to you because you must be reminded that there is a difference between being lonely and being alone. Feeling of loneliness originates from a sense of not appreciating the most important person in your life. And I would say that's what happened here. And that he has to develop a healthy relationship, especially if he wants to turn this judgment card around. So we're now going to do a wee talking to him card, and I hope this card will resonate. I'm not going to bother with the pendulum today. Well, I could ask one thing. Okay. Let's see. Right. Will the defence team of Alex Murdaugh launch an appeal? Will the defence team of Alex Murdaugh launch an appeal? Can you give me a clearer indication? I'm getting maybe. Will they launch an appeal? Just give me a maybe. That's all it wants to tell me. Thank you. Maybe. Alright, so let's have a look. Give us one card, please, that will resonate. Oh, I think it said no, you're getting more than one card. If I had only known then what I now know, I would have lived differently. I send you loving signs through nature. Okay, if I just pop that up. And we are so connected. I think there's a beautiful message. For some reason, 3 cards decided to come out. And I hope one of those cards will resonate with any of my viewers. I want to take this opportunity again to say thank you so much for joining me. And if you have enjoyed your short time, please like, subscribe and share. And please join me in sending our healing prayers to all those who've been affected by this tragic incident. My thoughts and prayers also go to Stephen Smith and Mallory Beach's families. Okay, wherever you are, I hope you have peace, love and light. Thank you. Bye.